There are some very strange traffic laws on the books. Some you've heard of, some you probably haven't. But the United States has put together some pretty crazy ones. I've got the top 10. If you want to hear more, stay right with us. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lauren Fix, and this is 4 Minute Friday, and here's what's going on in your automotive world. This week's episode is brought to you by Wheel Wish. There are some very weird traffic laws on the book. Some of them make absolutely no sense. Some of them will make you laugh out loud. Here are the top 10 U.S. traffic laws that I found, and I'll tell you, they're really good. In Alabama, it's illegal to drive the wrong direction down a one-way street unless a lantern is attached to the front of your car. That's an odd one. In Arkansas, it is illegal to sound a horn or ring a bell after 9 p.m. near an establishment that sells cold drinks or sandwiches. What in the world does that supposed to mean? I guess it means you don't want to spill the drink on you if someone beeps their horn. That's a pretty strange one. In the state of California, it's illegal to drive in a bathrobe, but it's for women only, which makes absolutely no sense. I can't believe this is even on the books. But what I really want to see is a woman dragged out of the car in her bathrobe with her hands on the hood of a car getting a ticket for wearing a bathrobe. I thought you could wear whatever you wanted, but I guess there's some sort of rule for some odd reason. So if you're in a rush to take your kids to school, yeah, I think you have to get dressed first. In the state of Maryland, it's illegal to swear while driving. Well, I think I'd be in a lot of trouble because we've all had a little bit of road rage or flipped someone the bird. Yeah, I've done that too. But you can't do it in the state of Maryland. The law states that in Rockville, Maryland, so if you live in Rockville, Maryland, you probably know about this, or if you live in the Maryland area or drive through there, using profanity or swearing at someone while behind the wheel of a vehicle, you can earn yourself a misdemeanor. That's a pretty serious offense. That's not a ticket. That's pretty serious. Rockville has a law stipulating that it is illegal to curse while on the street, highway, or even on the sidewalks. I think a lot of us are going to be in trouble, and that includes me. In the state of Mississippi, it is illegal to drink while driving. However, this is one of the few states that has an open container law. You can just have a beer sitting in your center console. Makes no sense. You can't drink it while you're driving, but you can have the beer right next to you in your cup holder, so when you're at a traffic light, I guess you can drink. But Mississippi does have an alcohol limit that's in your blood of 0.08, so I don't think it's good to drink and drive anyhow, but open container laws makes no sense to me. Number 6, in the state of Nevada, it is illegal to allow a camel to cross the road. Yeah, I don't know how many camels there are in the United States, especially in Nevada. But if you look deeper into the law, this is what's interesting. At one point, they had trouble getting goods across the desert. Believe it or not, there is the U.S. Army Camel Corps, and in the 1800s, they had camels bringing goods across state lines and across the desert. Well, at some point, cars became the transportation mode, and so they didn't want camels getting involved in car accidents. So there is a law that still remains on the books today that you cannot have your camel cross the roadway. So if you have a camel, yeah, you're gonna have to keep it penned up or on a leash. Number 7, in South Carolina, it is illegal to leave trash in your car. Now, I don't know how they're going to enforce that, but apparently there is a law in Hilton Head, South Carolina, that you cannot leave trash in your vehicle. Now, I don't know if that means you left an empty coffee cup or you've got junk in the back seat, but they must have had a problem with this at some point for them to make it a law. So now they're involved in your personal space and they want to know what you got in your cup holder, what you have in the door, what you have in your center console. So yeah, I guess you shouldn't use your car as a trash bin anyhow, but an interesting law at that. Number 8, it is illegal in the state of Tennessee to attach yourself to a streetcar or a vehicle with, this is very specific, a bicycle, roller skates, a sled, or a toy vehicle. In other words, you can't grab onto the bumper and go for a ride. Not that that's a very safe idea anyhow, but you have to make it a law. I think it's a common sense law. I believe that anyone who's doing that is probably asking to get injured anyhow, but it is a no-brainer law in the state of Tennessee. Number 9, one of my favorites, in the state of Texas, it is illegal to visit a town square or, specifically stated, a Taco Bell, I don't make these up, drive-through. So you can't go through a Taco Bell drive-through if you're on horseback. Yes, you can get ticketed if you're on a horse and you go through a Taco Bell or you go into a town square. That's only in Temple, Texas. It's perfectly acceptable to ride a horse into a saloon, apparently, but not through a drive-thru at Taco Bell. And number 10, in the state of Virginia, it is illegal to have a radar detector. Now, a lot of people ask me about this. There are 2 places in the United States you cannot have a radar detector. One is in Washington, D.C. That is a district. That is not a state. And also in the state of Virginia. The rest of the country, you can run a radar detector. My personal choice is a Valentine radar detector because it's upgradable, although Escort also makes really good products. But for those of you that run radar detectors like I do, that's a reason I cannot live in the state of Virginia because of the radar detector law. Also, it's illegal in Canada to run a radar detector, and if you get caught, they can smash it right in front of you. There are no property laws there when it comes to your radar detector. It's illegal, and that's their laws. So if you have a radar detector, I guess you just be careful when you drive in the state of Virginia and follow the laws, and that's how they're keeping you in check. I'm sure you've heard of many unusual, funny, and weird state laws in your state or your country, and if you have them, please send them to us. You can send them to thecarcoach@laurenfix.com or put them in the comments below. If we get enough of them, we will do another 4-Minute Friday going through some of the best laws around this planet because there are some very strange ones, and I know there's a lot others, and I'm sure you're laughing with me. There are some really funky laws on the books, and I really love to hear your thoughts. This week's episode is brought to you by wheelwish.com. If you're thinking about buying a car and you really hate haggling, go on to wheelwish.com. They'll do all of that for you. You put in your year, make, and model of the vehicle you want, and they'll send it out to all the dealers of that brand, and the first one that hits yes, you just made yourself a deal. Really a smart way of doing it. Think of it as like Priceline for cars. You call the price, and we'll see who wants to sell to you. Check out the description down below to get a list of these really stupid 10 laws that I don't know why the hell they're on the books. Also, if you want to see what else we're up to, just check out the list over here that YouTube suggests as well. You can subscribe, and all our social media is down below. Thank you so much for your comments and likes, and we'll see you next week.